Young Turks now has audio, the TYT Audio Network, podcasts of some of your favorite shows and new shows, including one with Nina Turner, former Ohio State Senator. She's going to do We the People with Nina Turner, talking about equality and justice and seeing that through the eyes of regular Americans who are affected by politics and policy. Everybody check it out at tyt.com/audio.
A South Carolina restaurant manager accused of enslaving a black cook for years has pled guilty to forced labor. This is regarding Bobby Paul Edwards. He's a 53-year-old white male. He's admitted he used violence, threats of intimidation tactics to force John Christopher Smith into working 100 hours a week without pay at Edwards' Myrtle Beach buffet restaurant, J&J Cafeteria. There have been different local accounts of what exactly happened. Some are saying he was unpaid, some were saying he was paid, but it was less than $3,000 a year. By all accounts, he was working way too many hours for way too little pay, if any. It seemed he was also being forced to stay in a very broken down apartment. Edwards reportedly beat him with a frying pan, burned him with grease, fryer-dipped tongs, beat him with his fists and his belt buckle, and routinely used the N-word while speaking to him. This finally came to a stop after a longtime restaurant patron noticed that there were scars all over Smith's hands, and he alerted someone to it. Allegedly, Smith's family would come by, and Edwards would hide him and not let him see them, or not let them see him even. This, apparently Smith had been working there since he was 12, but this period was when Edwards was the manager between 2009 and 2014. John Christopher Smith, who sometimes goes by Chris Smith in local outlets, had said, "I wanted to get out of there a long time ago, but I didn't have nobody I could go to. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't see none of my family."
This is such a crazy story. So he had been exploited by this man and treated as a slave since he was 12 years old, and it went on.
Well, no, not since he was working as a busboy.
Oh, he was
normally
working
there.
as a busboy.
But now he's about 40. So
But to
this
be
takes
fair-
I see what
the
you're
enslavement period takes place between 2009 and 2014. But he had been working there before.
I get
He
it,
does
okay.
seem to have some kind of
mental health
issue.
Right, he's a vulnerable person.
Yes.
And to Anna's point, at age 12, I mean, I think that's when whatever relationship that gave this guy tremendous dominance over him, that's when it began probably. I mean, clearly that's their history. It dates back to that.
That's crazy. It's crazy that, it went on for so long and it went unnoticed. And luckily a restaurant patron spoke up and finally justice was served in this case. That's the update to this story. This was a big story last year, and this man, Bobby Paul Edwards, gets prosecuted and now he's facing justice.
It seems like Edwards' lawyers take umbrage with the term slavery in particular, saying, "We deny any allegations of slavery and abuse. We don't believe there was any slavery involved." That word, in the climate we're in this country, quite frankly, makes it even more of a story.
So what would you call it if you have someone working 100 hours a week and you don't pay them and you
force
beat
them to do it. You beat them, you keep them away from their family.
Right, so quite frankly, I believe that's the definition of slavery. What is slavery? Like that, I mean, look, they're the defense attorneys, so of course they're going to do whatever it takes to defend their client, but forcing someone to work and brutalizing them with no pay is slavery. That's just what it is.
We'd really like it if you didn't use this terrible word that we're doing.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I would like to eat Haagen-Dazs every night for the rest of my life and not gain any weight, but we don't get what we want.
I love what he says, that the use of the word slavery in this climate that we're in now. Exactly what climate would we be in where these kinds of behaviors would have been in another category? I mean, you have to go back, I think, turn of the last century to find something that, where you might be able to get away with it. It's an awful story. It's a depressing story. As Anna says, justice was done, but it's justice delayed.
So Edwards faces 20 years in prison, a $250,000 maximum fine, and mandatory restitution to Smith. I don't know exactly what that is, though.
Okay, well, hopefully it's enough for Smith to, live a comfortable, decent life, because that's what he deserves.
2 easy ways to follow the Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button down below, then you're a TYT subscriber. And second is ring the bell. And when you do that on YouTube, you're notified of our videos.